want to say unequivocally that I stand and we all should stand with the brave people of Ukraine. Vladimir Putin has Russia violating not only international law, but the most basic forms of human decency through this brutal act of war. It was unprovoked, unjustified, and it represents the first time since World War II that two sovereign European nations are engaged in a conventional war. My prayers are for peace, for Ukraine to successfully defend itself, and for people who believe in the most basic forms of decency around the world to do what they can, where they can, to stand up against Putin's authoritarianism. Now turning our attention a little closer to home, today I'm joined by Baltimore County Police Chief Melissa Hyatt, Towson Precinct Captain Dee Camelli, Nancy Hafford from the Towson Chamber of Commerce, their Executive Director, and Henry Caligari, who is the President of the Towson Communities Alliance. We're here because in local government, public safety is one of our most sacred responsibilities. We have an obligation to keep our residents safe in their homes and in their communities. Unfortunately, last weekend at the Towson Town Center, we saw fights, disturbances, and completely inappropriate behavior from some young people. While we believe this disturbance was an anomaly, let me be clear, we will not allow this to become the norm. We expect everyone, including our young people, to behave appropriately in our communities. And most young people have been doing the right thing. But those who caused fights and disturbances should be and will be held accountable. We will not tolerate unlawful behavior of any kind in the Towson Town Center, in Towson, or in any Baltimore County community. If you commit a crime in Baltimore County, we will find you, we will arrest you, and we will prosecute you. And you don't have to just take my word for it. Our police department's clearance rate is well above the national average, thanks to the hard work of our dedicated law enforcement professionals. So far, 6 individuals have been arrested in the Towson Town incident, and we will continue to work closely with the state's attorney to see these cases, like all cases, through the criminal justice system. In the past week, we've also had numerous conversations with our police department and the management at the Towson Town Center to understand what happened and identify proactive solutions. In collaboration with the mall's ownership, we are putting procedures in place to ensure that the Baltimore County Police Department will be more proactive in responding to situations like the one we just experienced. We are actively taking steps to improve communication and information sharing, not just at the Towson Town Center, but also with Baltimore County's other malls, including East Point, White Marsh, Hunt Valley, and Security Square. We are confident that our steps will prevent incidents like these from occurring again. And we will work with our malls across Baltimore County to ensure they don't. With that, I'll turn things over to Chief Melissa Hyatt to talk a few more about those steps in greater detail. Chief.
Thank you, sir. Last Saturday afternoon, a large group of juveniles began gathering at Towson Town Center. You may know that the parental guidance requirements commence at 5 p.m. on Friday and Saturday evenings. As security and both off-duty Baltimore County police officers working for Towson Town Center, as well as on-duty police officers, began to enforce the PGR, some of the juveniles refused to comply with the requirements. This included one juvenile who assaulted a security officer and 4 other juveniles who assaulted 2 of our police officers. Additional officers were called to the area to assist as the conduct of the overall group started to escalate. At the end, 2 Baltimore County police officers and 1 Towson Town Center security officer received minor injury, and 6 juvenile arrests were made. Our detectives are currently in the process of reviewing all available information and evidence to identify other individuals who were involved in criminal activity during that time at that location. Anyone with information can contact us at 410-307-2020. And let me be clear to reiterate the point of the county executive: if we identify any other involved individuals, they will be arrested. People of all ages are welcome to visit Baltimore County, and we encourage our residents and visitors alike to enjoy the wonderful things that Baltimore County has to offer. But to be clear, If you break the law, we will hold you accountable for your actions. Our detectives, again, with their high clearance rates and the work that they do, continue to prove year and year again that they are relentless, and we will identify people that are responsible for crimes committed in Baltimore County, and we will arrest them. Our state's attorney's office is exceptional, and they are tremendous partners to the police department. We will continue to work closely with them. They are steadfast in their work, and criminal behavior, again, will not be tolerated. Over the past week, my leadership team and I have participated in multiple meetings with the Towson Town Center management team, with their security resources, as well as other stakeholders, to discuss this incident and to identify collaborative efforts that are needed in order to prevent a recurrence here or elsewhere, and to improve our collective communication and response strategies. We are in the process of establishing joint training sessions with management and security teams from large commercial venues throughout Baltimore County. This will enhance communication and ensure collaboration and coordinated efforts between management teams, security, and our police department. There will be increased police presence as well. Management and security at these facilities, who have been tremendous partners across Baltimore County, have direct access to our precinct commanders to share information about planned or spontaneous events, as well as any other concerns or issues that they might have. We remain committed to working with our partners in keeping our communities, visitors, and businesses safe so that they will continue to thrive. Thank you.
At this point, we're happy to take any questions you may have. Jim?
Thank you. You mentioned that procedures are in place for a more proactive approach. What are they, and what will the public notice?
So to begin with, the public will notice an increased presence from police officers. They should be seeing that already. We've been out there. They'll also be seeing more of our supervisors that are in the area as well. As for some of the strategies that we are going to be working closely with our partners on, obviously some of those things aren't things that we'll share publicly, but realistically, by us continuing to work together, by us training together, by us exchanging information, we can continue to build our relationship and make sure that we continue to collaborate in the best way possible.
Are you expecting another similar gathering this weekend?
So we have no actionable intelligence about anything like that, but for us, this is about preparation and prevention, and that's really what we're focused on moving forward.
It's my understanding that the Macy's and Nordstrom in the Towson Mall don't have the same juvenile curfew policy. Are you aware of any conversations about if they'll join the rest of the mall in implementing that?
I would have to defer to mall management for that.
I'll add that we are actively reaching out to the ownership of those properties to engage in a conversation on that issue.
Can you elaborate on perhaps why social media kind of complicated things?
I think that this is, unfortunately, this is a trend that we've seen nationally. We've seen concerns with this all year across the country, the ability for social media to mobilize people. But this is when our professionals work diligently to adjust our strategies and to improve the work that we're doing to make sure that we're in the best position possible to be able to respond and manage incidents.
All right, thank you all. Are you going to release any body cam footage of this incident?
So right now, as you know, this is still an open investigation. So at this moment, while we're still continuing to scrub video, that's part of it. But at some point, certainly, we will be able to release body-worn cameras.
And part of the prevention stuff is, does Towson already have a squad dedicated to downtown Towson?
We have a squad, and actually, I am going to have Captain Camilli come up to tell a little bit about the squad that operates in the Towson business area and some of the work that they do. Captain?
Yes, currently we do have an entertainment squad, and their primary focus is in the central Towson area. And they are out between 7 p.m. and 5 a.m. And generally, you will see them on foot, walking throughout the area, talking with the different businesses. Just to give you an example of some of the great work they do, when we had the incident in front of the rec room several weeks ago, our officers were literally standing right there and heard the gunshots. And when our business community did a great job of ushering people inside of our businesses to keep our patrons safe, a lot of people ran away from the gunfire. Our officers ran towards it, and they did, in fact, apprehend that suspect that evening, and he was charged accordingly. So I think our officers are out there, they're on foot, they're interacting with the public, with the support of our Chamber of Commerce and Nancy Hafford, as well as all of our community associations. I think that we do an incredible job, and we will continue to work together as a team to ensure the safety of everyone within the Towson precinct.
And Jeff, my question.
I just had one question. What's at stake here, and is there already momentum lost by people who would have grown fearful of going to Towson Town Center based on what they heard about what happened this week?
Towson remains a very safe place for people to bring their families, to visit, to dine, and to shop. And when we experience challenges, and we've had some high-profile incidents, just like the captain indicated, that is when we continue to work diligently to revise our strategies and to improve our strategies. And a great example of that, one of the things that we were dealing with since the beginning of the year was a pattern of what we call smash and grab burglaries. They occur during the overnight hours, someone breaking into commercial businesses. And the colonel and the captain and their teams redeployed officers, and just a couple of days ago, they were in the right place at the right time, and they placed someone under arrest and were able to clear 4 cases through that. So when we experience challenges, whether it's in Towson or anywhere else in Baltimore County, that's the challenge for us, to assess the data and to really assess our deployment, and that's what we'll continue to do.
All right, thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you.
You guys with the chamber?
She's the chamber and the PCA.
Can we get a comment? Sure.